What's going on, everybody? This is an episode of the Risky Business Podcast with my co-host right here, Dylan. Y'all, the day has come where the Carolina Panthers will be going against the Dallas Cowboys, a team that I absolutely hate. Can't stand the Cowboys, cannot stand them whatsoever, but the likelihood of us winning this matchup is about as better chance of getting heads every single time on a coin flip. That's how bad we are on that.
I think there's better odds than that.
Yes, it is better odds than that.
Dude, they're horrible. They're so
yes,
bad.
yes, we are very horrible. I really don't want to see Dak Prescott have a good game here. In reality, I honestly, looking at the stats on this right now, Carolina is allowing 176.4 passing yards per game at this point, and that puts them at number 6 in the league on this. Now, the scary part about it is that Dallas is only allowing 166 yards receiving passing against them. So they're number 2 in the league, outside of Cleveland. Bryce Young is not that guy to go out there and get that many passing yards anyway. And for him to be going against a team that's only allowing the second least amount, that kind of scares me a little bit.
It's demoralizing. I don't even watch Carolina anymore because I don't want any more hemorrhoids. They're just that bad, dude.
Bro, it's really painful to watch. But I do feel like there is an opportunity. For one, I don't think we're going to get beat by Dak. I think the person that I'm more worried about is Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
That scares me. Tony Pollard, and if we do have any trouble, CeeDee Lamb is the one
that's
guy.
The thing too is Carolina's always known for their defense. For the last decade, they've been known for their defense, and they've always had a terrific run defense.
Oh yeah,
but that's just as a Carolina fan, that don't sound right to say we're going to get beat on the ground.
Yeah, but looking back at it from last year, I really felt like Tony Pollard was held back a little bit with having Ezekiel Elliott at the time. Tony Pollard was doing all the dirty work, and Zeke was just punching it in. It was easy for Zeke. By the way, he actually had some pretty decent game. He actually had a pretty decent game last time out, I believe. Zeke is
didn't he have like 60 something yards?
Yeah, Zeke is starting to pick up some production a little bit, which is surprising. He had 54 yards in the last game. It was against the Colts.
Look at his picture.
Yeah.
He looks like a Lego character.
Guys.
I mean, I can't really see it that well.
Can't see it, but it ain't nothing to see. I put it to you that way.
I'd say. But somebody else has been picking it up lately is Odell.
Oh yeah, man! Look,
and we talked junk about it.
I just talked about Odell on the last one, and Odell, I apologize because evidently you must have heard this episode personally. And Odell had a string of games where anything that was close to 40 yards was like a rarity for him, and then he pops out and has 116 off of 4 receptions last game. So I think Odell is starting to get a little bit more involved. Last 3 games, he's been over 40 yards receiving in each one. The targets are starting to pick up. The receptions is the problem. But we're going to see how things work right now. I think he's actually on the injury reserve right now because of a shoulder injury. So we won't get a chance to see him next game up, I don't think. But it's just good to see that he's starting to get some more production. But
that Baltimore team is starting to pick it up too.
They're starting to pick it up. Like I said, a lot of people are saying that Lamar isn't having a great year. I can understand where they're saying that, but Lamar is doing the bare minimum of what it's taking to win now. Instead of him going out trying to force a lot of stuff, I see Lamar is he's playing very conservative at this point.
And he's going to need to, at least until he gets to the playoffs. That team's stacked, man. They've got a lot of talent, even though they've gone through a lot of injuries.
Oh yeah.
As long as their defense could keep playing to the point where they're getting enough stops.
Yes,
which that's what they've been doing. They've got above average defense.
Yeah.
It's not a bad defense at all.
It's not
top tier in the league. It's not like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
Right.
But with the emerging running backs, Keaton Mitchell is going completely off.
Yes, sir. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. Represent the Pirates. But between them, their offense is like it's doing enough. Like Zay Flowers is a beast.
Yes.
Odell's starting to pick it up. I think the only problem is I think Mark Andrews might be out.
Yeah.
I think I
that's
saw that.
That's going to be big.
That's going to hurt them a lot because Mark Andrews does a lot in that offense.
That is really going to be big. Another exciting matchup I'm ready to see. I think Philly is going against Kansas City.
Yeah,
that one right there is going to be crazy because Patty, he's been having a kind of a weird year a little bit.
Kansas City in general is having a weird year.
Yeah, the whole this whole Taylor Swift thing I think is taking over over there in Kansas City, and it's giving them a little bit more pressure now. You know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing is, the one person that's involved with the whole Swiftie stuff, it's not even affecting him because Travis Kelce's balling.
Yeah, he's balling.
I don't like Travis Kelce, but homie is balling. I give
me personally, outside of, I'm not going to get into my reasons of outside, but I personally like Travis Kelce as a tight end. A lot of people don't know Travis Kelce started off as a quarterback.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Yeah. He was a quarterback.
He was really good.
And then he got in trouble, and his brother basically pleaded for him a chance to get back on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he did, they were like, "Well, look, there's no shot at him being a quarterback anymore. You're gonna have to play tight end."
Yeah,
which I feel like is a better position for this big man anyway. Because he's playing it.
Tebow should have listened to that,
dude. He's playing it pretty dominantly right now. I mean, in 8 games, the guy has 57 receptions for 597 yards with 4 touchdowns. He's averaging about 74 yards a game right now.
30.
That is absolutely sick. Whenever you think about it,
but their other weapons they're just not doing justice of what they could be.
Yeah, like Pacheco, I thought he was going to have a little bit better year this year.
He had a really good year last year.
Yeah, he's he's at 525 yards so far this year, but I don't know. I expected to see a little bit more from him this year compared to what I have. I don't know. Maybe that's just something that they have on as far as plans down the road. But even with Patty, like I said, Patty, he's having a good year, but it's just a little bit under what I expected for him to have this year.
Right.
But they are playing Philly, who, Philly is a juggernaut on offense, but on defense throughout the air, they don't cover that well.
Mm-mm.
That's where I want to see. We're probably going to see a pretty good game from Travis Kelce. Rashee Rice is another guy that he's a sleeper in this game that I believe. We might actually get a chance to see him get some more action because I'm telling you, like against teams like this right here, Patty is really good at covering the field.
Yeah.
He uses all his weapons,
Yeah.
But now the problem is going to come in is can they stop Jalen Hurts from doing what he wants to do on offense?
That's going to be the big question mark.
Yes.
Jalen, we haven't really heard a ton about him this year too. Like he's like being very low key about.
Oh yeah, he's being very low key. That the thing that you hear the most about Philly is this damn quarterback sneak that they have that is completely unstoppable.
It's so dope.
It's unstoppable.
Watch, next year it'll be illegal.
Yeah, well, that's already in the talks right now. Is that they're trying to ban that from happening.
Well, see, they're just like, why would you do that though? Because then if you ban that. Because the only thing you could ban is players pushing you in the back.
Right.
But they do it on other plays too. So you can't just ban that play. You're going to have to ban that in total. And because it used to be a thing where you couldn't go back and push somebody.
Right.
Like if you remember the early 2000s, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And now, like, they went back and allowed it. So they're just taking advantage of it. Why is it a problem?
Yeah.
With your big ones out there.
I tell you what it is teams are crying about it. Philly, I want to say I looked it up earlier. They're only averaging like 3 punts a game right now, but their third down efficiency is crazy. Third down and fourth down efficiency is crazy because of how many times they've ran that play, even from 2 yards out.
So my question to you then is it more of an issue of the play, or is it more of the issue that teams are letting them get 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s and being able to let them have the opportunity of using that quarterback sneak?
Yeah. I literally think that this is the first time that a quarterback sneak is implemented into the game plan of a team. I honestly think that they're like, okay, if we can get this 3rd and 1 or we can get this 4th and 1, we're going for
even
it.
If it's
we're not even thinking the punter doesn't exist.
Even if it's crazy. even if it's like a 3rd and 3, like they feel comfortable enough to do it twice.
Oh yeah, they have no problem.
But
with it.
I'm looking at teams like, okay, why are you letting them get that close?
But see, and then and another thing about that right there is that okay, it's going to come a time where they're so worried about them running that quarterback sneak that it's going to be some slick stuff that Philly's going to wind up doing. It might be a play action, or whatever the case may be. They might pull something out because you're so worried about locking down that one play that you're forgetting about the other weapons that are out there.
I'm about to say, what if Jalen, like, he snaps it and everybody else goes forward,
and then he just
breaks, and he goes back and just wraps it around?
There's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it because everybody,
you can't pass off of it.
Right?
There's too much momentum going forward.
Yeah,
so it's going to be really hard for them to back off and not go down the field because that's going to be a penalty right off the bat. So they're going to have to run the ball if they're going to do that formation, unless they do the formation and then they check off of it really quick and get everybody to run back around because you've got your big bodies up front on defense.
Exactly.
If they can't catch up to the audible, then you can take advantage of it that way.
Yeah. This quarterback sneak kind of reminds me of a rugby style. You know what I'm saying? Like the linemen are super low. They're literally like shoulder to shoulder, but their chest is almost on the ground whenever they're starting off. I can never do it because there's no way that I'm getting down and staying down there.
I knew people play rugby too. They're crazy, man. Y'all to play rugby, I give it to you.
Yeah,
y'all are some men.
I just so happen to be in the presence of a rugby game whenever Desmond Jordan and Steven were both playing. And brother, let me tell you something. Them dudes can roll. But the thing is with rugby is you're getting hit after hit after hit after hit. And there's like hardly no breaks in between.
Yeah. There's no stopping it.
Yeah, like once a guy gets hit, he has to toss it out. And it's like the angles of it is
like imagine playing football, but with the same time constraints as a soccer match.
Yeah. Oh my God. As far as soccer, shout out Barcelona. Let me tell you.
Spain.
Yeah, it's in Spain. So we went inside of Ross yesterday, and let me tell y'all, Dylan has a problem. Okay, he literally has a problem.
Okay,
when it comes to
why you gotta call me out, man?
Looking at anything sports related. It's like,
okay, listen, I have found the most OP Ross ever. Like they've got jerseys after jerseys. They've got so much sports stuff in there. They've got every MLB hat you could possibly find. Like this is the most legit Ross. Shameless plug. Go to the one in Morehead City. You're gonna be set. Like they've got everything you need.
He has a problem. The first step to this, Dylan, is admitting it.
It's not a problem though.
It is. You want to buy everything that's in there.
Okay, it's a quarter of the price.
It's a damn 1949 Lions hat in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that was actually pretty cool.
It was, but I'm like, damn, Dylan.
It's $10.
It's the principle behind it, brother. It's the principle.
What principle you?
So look, so I went into
the store.
I went into this store, and we made it out of Ross. Didn't buy anything. That was the goal, right? Don't buy anything. Then we go inside of TJ Maxx. Well, TJ Maxx, I'm like, okay, they're not going to have a lot of stuff in here anyway. So we go to the hat section. And
this is the last place we check.
I'm looking at all different hats, and I'm like, okay, nothing's here. I'm going to escape this one right here too. Then here comes Dylan. Hey man, got a Barcelona hat out here.
It was down at the bottom right. He never saw. I was like, yo, you're gonna like this. I picked it up. I didn't even know what it was because I'm not the big soccer guy. I picked it up. I was like, yeah, I know this is soccer. I just don't know who it is. I showed it to him. He's like just stared.
At first, I was supposed to be getting a Paris Saint-Germain jersey. Well, sorry for anybody that's French here, Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not saying it like that ever again because
shout out to France, by the way. 14-0.
Yeah, 14-0.
That's fire.
Bro, that was absolutely murder. Completely messed up my parlay because one of the guys that I had for France, I had him for 87 pass attempts. He would have easily cleared that because he was at like 50 something in 60 minutes. Still had a whole nother 30 minutes to go. And they took him out. They took him out. I don't blame him though.
No, I don't blame him either, but that sucks, dude.
14-0 though, bro. And you know what's crazy? Like, we see scores like that ever so often, but it has literally been a team before that has lost like 31-0 in soccer, bro. Like
Really?
431 goals in a soccer match. You know, I just play FIFA and see how hard it is to score on there. You're talking about real life. These guys are going out there running on this wide ass field for 90 minutes and they're scoring 30 something goals. Man, it's crazy, bro. No, sir. I'll stick to Americano football. That's what I'm doing.
And dude, so I'll just let y'all know, Risky's got some karma coming back towards him because he went over here and made fun of a disabled person and TJ Maxx, aka me.
Yeah,
like it was so messed up.
So Dylan, he for nobody that doesn't know, Dylan's colorblind.
Yeah,
and my brother, he picks up a teal blue shirt and he looks at, he was like, "Oh man, this right here is dope." You know what I'm saying? Then it was white. Cool. It's white, and I'm like, "Brother, it's not white." So I grab it and I walk over to this old lady. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "If you would have to take a guess on this, what color would you consider this shirt?" She looks at it. She said, "I would say it's a teal blue." I said, "Okay, thank you, ma'am." So I walk over to Dylan and I tell him, "Dylan, the young lady over there, which was not young, she said that this is a teal blue shirt." Dylan has given me hell ever since then.
Yeah, I still will.
This. I'm still going to give him hell about the fact that I went and brought this hat that I did not intend on buying. You know what I'm saying?
But it's your favorite hat now.
Yeah, oh yeah, it definitely is. I got to get a jersey to go along with it.
Yeah, we're definitely looking into that. He wore it down there to one of the whitest clubs you've probably ever been to.
So if you want to go for a good time, go to Blackbeard's in New Bern.
Mm-hmm.
Blackbeard's in New Bern was great time.
That's our bar for the week.
Yeah, that's our bar for a week. For the week, another one is what is it? North 34.
34 North.
Yeah, 34 North. North 34. Same difference, but that one right there is really fun. If you enjoy,
he's a cornhole guy now.
Yes, I play cornhole now. Never thought that I would be into it the way that I am, but cornhole is competitive. It's really fun, and it's even better when you have a couple drinks.
Yeah, we had one of the most live cornhole series ever. These two guys, they came up, and they were like, "Y'all want to play?" Because me and him were shooting the shit and everything. And they were like, "You all want to come up and play each other?" I was like, "Okay."
At first, I was like, "Nah."
Well, I figured we were going to lose regardless. I was like, "You screw it. We might as well." I mean, I got to put him on my back anyway. So we go and start playing. And, like, we go through, like, one series, and, like, he's already got the hang of it. And, like, he's already throwing darts. And I'm just like, this is why you were an athlete.
Yeah. And it just so happened in this game, I was a little too good for my own good. Because we were winning, all right? I'm not keeping up with the points on this because I'm just out there having fun.
No, then to him and the other guy, Chance, they were both sitting there talking about fighting and all that. And me and the other dude, we were sitting there keeping score and everything. And, we get to a point, like, I think we had 19. It was like 19-12. Like, we were already up and everything. And then he gets 2 on the board, and y'all match. And then you get your last 2 on. And the other guy, like, no, y'all, you got one more. The other guy was before you, he missed.
Yep.
So we already had it set up. I was like, just throw it away. I'm sitting there like, throw it away, like get it out of here and everything. He puts on, he's so like in tune with it. He puts on like, Jervon, you got it.
Didn't it actually score? Like, did it go in?
Yeah, it did. Just to make matters worse, she went and scored it. And then I had to turn back over to 15. I'm like, Jervon, we had the win. Yep. And he's just sitting there like that. He's got a drunk smile on his face.
You know what's crazy about that? Like, I'm usually pretty good with stuff like that because I am a legend in blackjack.
I believe that,
bro. Blackjack is my game, bro. I swear to you. At wrestling tournaments, we used to play blackjack for food. Bro, I took so many rice cakes from people.
Why are you playing for rice cakes? I don't want that,
bro. When you're a wrestler, you're cutting weight all week, and you got to keep this weight for the next week, bro. You get some creative stuff happening.
Eating the box that it came in. It's the same thing.
We did some really cool stuff with some rice cakes. Like we put jelly on them, throw a little peanut butter. Then they came out with the flavor ones, bro. They had these cheddar ones. They absolutely tasted gross, but they were just so different.
They got like a cinnamon maple one.
Yeah, see, I wasn't around for that part, right?
Yeah, I get those every once in a while. They're not that bad, but
they were flavorful.
Just a regular flavorless rice cake. Why would you suscept yourself to that? Like, why is that a thing?
Because we're wrestlers, Dylan. Our mind operates different.
I'd rather eat dirt.
Yeah, well, I'd rather not cut weight, but
here we are.
That was a thing when I was in 215. Then I decided, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing this anymore. Let's go to heavyweight.
I got to start cutting some weight.
Yeah. Well, my cutting weight days they're not over, but they're a little bit farther.
I'm trying to cut some weight for the showcase. Low key, I want to compete in it.
Ooh.
I want to have one round.
You know what I think would be dope for everybody that's inside of the showcase, that's a part of it, if we just did penalty kicks. If we did penalty kicks against each other, just for the content.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I mean, look, obviously Dylan is pretty decent at penalty kicks. He beat me on FIFA.
That's the only way I did
in a penalty kick competition.
And I've never played FIFA in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm not the soccer dude. Like I don't. Now
he's turning into one.
Now I'm starting to understand the rules and everything. So between that, NHL is my jam. Like I'm getting into that. But
yeah, I'm absolutely terrible at NHL. Defensive wise, I can get hits all game long. When it comes to scoring opportunities, though, my guys and girls that I play with, they act like they forget that you're supposed to use the stick to hit the puck in there. But guess what? On defense, my goalie always forgets, hey, let's not hit the puck in with the back of our ass.
Yeah, we are working on getting some content up on our YouTube for some of our games.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start recording some.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know we have some legendary.
We have some legendary battles like MLB, FIFA.
That one game that we had, MLB wise, that will never be topped.
No,
like it took us going to like the 9th inning, and we were still 0-0. And I threw up and in fastball to Joe Morgan. It was like 102.
Yeah.
And he turned around. I still don't know how
I hit it either. I really don't.
And he toted it. I was just like, I don't understand how this worked. Well, turns out the next inning, in the bottom of the 9th, he threw a low and in changeup to
crush.
Yeah, and I put like 3 on the board and I ended up winning. But like,
it gets crushed.
That game itself was so like intense. So like that's what we're gonna be working on, getting some content, because like if y'all are into like gaming and like we're not like gamers and stuff like that. It's not, believe me, I don't have enough time to do that.
Yeah, we're outside guys. We grew up in that generation where mom tells you to go outside and play until the street light comes on.
Back when they were like you can go play in mud and you're not gonna get in trouble for it. Now if you get dirt under your fingernails, they want to cut your finger off because it might have COVID in it.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot, just
we might get banned now because we said COVID.
Yeah, don't say that. But one thing that I really can't stand about this generation is the technology thing. Technology, Wi-Fi has ruined the world.
The Wi-Fi.
Yes, the Wi-Fi. Oh my goodness, man! But it has really ruined everything. Like most kids now, they have a tablet in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God, my dad and my stepmom with my little 3-year-old brother. Yes, he does watch his tablet and everything else, but he likes to play with trucks. He thinks he's a mechanic. He gets up underneath the cars with his wrench and he tries to fix.
I love that.
He was born a city kid, but now he's down here in Rayford, coming from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting a chance to venture outside, and he loves the outside. Like he doesn't want to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super cool because I got to get to where me and him can get some more one-on-one time, so that way that he can know that outside is okay, because eventually they're going to have it where it's going to be plastic on the outside of doors where you can't get out, the way that they're trying to keep people trapped
at this point they're going to have baby monitors on the house and make them wear like wrist anklets and everything like that. Once they go outside, they're all on house arrest. We will put you in baby prison.
Yes, come on back here.
And like we don't have kids, so it's kind of hard for us to say this, but like we know people that's got little kids and everything, and just like it bothers us so much.
Yeah.
It bothers me. I can tell you that from my side.
Like one thing that I cannot stand, you know,
and don't
guys,
spank other people's kids.
Yes, don't do that.
Don't
We're
do
not going to talk about
We're
that.
not going to talk about that.
But one thing that bothers me is seeing like a 3 or 4-year-old with a pacifier in their mouth. Like, what are y'all doing? Ruining the kids' teeth.
It ruins the jaws.
Yeah,
it's like like they're still growing and developing at that point, and like if you're still sucking on like pacifier or something like that, like the jaws are literally like forcing themselves out.
Terrible, dude. Like, you know, as a kid, I don't even think I liked one, and you know, a lot of the babies that I've been around now, like the pacifiers, they just don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like half of the time, people just give it to them like, "Oh, you know, hush, little baby, don't you cry."
Yeah,
and they're like, still crying with it in, like, you know what I'm saying? But getting off of that subject right there because we don't want no sensitivity to go across the street.
mean, it's not really like okay, you can be sensitive about it, but like it's a good conversation.
Yes, it definitely is. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'd be a great dad. Like I'll be real with you. I'll be awesome dad. But
you know what I'm saying? I'm a Faison and a Thompson all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Both of those two right there did not play.
Yeah.
When they came to children, bro. Like you respect it. It's a yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how crafts are.
I'm saying? Like they don't play those kind of games right there. And there's multiple people in that family that will give you a spanking.
But yeah, I think like that is like it's something we don't talk about a lot because we always sit here and talk about sports and everything. But like, I mean, that is an important conversation, and it's something that recently happened with us. So like, it was on my mind.
Yeah. Poor Dylan. Dylan is a huge fan of Cocomelon now.
I don't ever want to hear that show ever again. Screw that shit. My kids will be watching PBS if it's still a thing. By
like, bro, I will definitely be bringing back Dragon Tales.
Yeah,
you know, all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna force them to watch Reading Rainbow though, because I cut the whole TV off every single time they came over there. I could not stand Reading Rainbow.
Like my kids, they'll get used to like
in the sky.
But
I can go twice as high. Hate Reading Rainbow.
Like Boomerang will be a thing.
Oh yes.
Like the old cartoons and stuff.
Popeye the Sailor.
Yeah, there was violence there. There was teachable lessons.
Yes.
If you mess with somebody, you will find out. I did not pick up on
one of those lessons though. Eating spinach, not doing it. Sorry.
I like spinach.
I hate it. One thing I like that's green is money. Other than that, don't like it.
Yeah, my Tom and Jerry.
Oh,
Tom and Jerry's always a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though there's barely any words in there.
Well, you know, and this is not a shot by any means because I actually think this is pretty daggone cool. But I was told that by one point, now I haven't fact checked this to see this or not, so that's something I can do after the show.
Yeah.
But I was told that Tom and Jerry was really made for people that were deaf. Like that's why you never heard hardly any talking that was in there.
We'll have to fact check that.
I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because I mean, when you think about it, you're just looking at the action between the cat chasing the mouse all the time, and isn't hardly any words.
Yeah, we'll have to fact check. I didn't know that.
To.
If y'all know for certain, or like if y'all fact checked it before, drop it in the comments about that because I'm very curious.
Yeah, if that's the case, man,
that's pretty dope.
That makes me love it even more. You know what I'm saying? Because I never realized that, but that was literally one of my favorite shows to watch.
You know what my favorite one was?
What?
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Hey, double dash. What a jawbreaker, Eddie. That was my joint, bro. That was literally my joint.
That show was so lit, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, so much.
Just the theme song alone, you know, whenever that came on, I was hype about that.
Well, all the shows back then, like they were legit.
Yes, it was, man. Oh boy, you know, I feel like I want to play that theme song now.
Can we? Copyright?
Yeah, we do not own any rights to the music.
You can play. I think you can play up to like 7 seconds. So you do like 5
seconds.
Yeah,
I don't even want to play it at all. This is idiotic.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can, but.
All right. Well, you guys are getting ready to get 7 seconds of greatness here from the intro. Well, you got 8.
There you go.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Right there. That's
Cut
good.
it out.
That's
Yeah.
good intro music right there.
That's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty jazzy.
Speak of intro music. We're looking at doing some intro music.
Y'all,
for this.
For everybody that knows, I used to do music or whatnot. Thinking about making my own intro song. If you think that's a good idea, please give me a comment of what kind of instrumental should be used for this. Y'all think I should go trap? You think I should go country? Should I go rock and roll? Which one it is? I really don't care.
I'm thinking screamo.
Yeah,
I'm thinking some like hardcore.
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking like Future over Metallica.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be pretty good.
That would really be good. You know what I'm saying? Future, the GOAT, Uncle Toxic.
I think that would be
Taught
pretty
me all
good.
my life lessons.
I might get on there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw some shit up, dude.
Yeah, it's okay. Kind of like those guys yesterday.
Yeah. Okay,
what was the name of them?
The Bipolar Express.
Yes, the Bipolar Express. And what was so dope about it is their logo was a pill bottle with an RX up there. And the guy was wearing a Dare shirt.
Dude, they were good. They were actually really good.
It was extremely funny, man.
I wish I had gotten videos of you over there because, like, he was over there like slinging his dreads around to rock you like a hurricane.
When I tell you that I got into it, y'all, I was dizzy, had a headache, all of the things above.
With a Miller Lite in his hand.
Yes, sir. I had a Miller Lite. I had a Michelob Ultra, and first of all, before we go any further, Blackbeard's. Anything that says sour,
don't do it. It's a trap.
It is absolutely awful.
Yeah.
One of them, it was literally pure apple cider vinegar. Not apple cider, it was apple cider vinegar. It tastes like the brag version of it. It was
mine didn't have any blue. It was a blueberry sour, but it didn't taste like blueberry at all. It was literally you take hot dog water, vinegar. Probably some dog shit, and that's what it tastes like.
It was awful. Like I've never. That's one of those places I would not go and ask for a flight of beer. And before I got mine, the lady was like, "Would you like to try it?" And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna go ahead first into it."
That was the Cinnabon one.
Yeah. Couldn't even get that one. It probably tasted like trash.
And everywhere that I go doesn't have Angry Orchard.
Yeah, Angry Orchard and Red Oak.
They did have Red Oak.
They did, but that's like one of the rarities that I've seen that.
And that's a North Carolina thing.
I know.
I used to deliver out in Red Oak, North Carolina. I know exactly where it's
Red
at.
Oak beer is great. If y'all ever want to sponsor me, I am down. Trust me, I will.
This is not to like call out black beers or anything.
Oh, black beers is fun,
awesome.
Bro,
we had a great time.
They have musical bingo. All right. I got tortured with bingo as a kid because my grandma loves bingo. And I didn't really like bingo too much, but what I did love was the fact that I got to spend time with my grandmother. So therefore, I was okay with doing some bingo. It was fine. It wasn't that bad. The Celtic Assassin, glad to have you here, brother. Cheers to you. Here's a water. Not going to drink any right now, but glad to have you up here, man. Tim, so speaking of the Celtic Assassin, I downloaded UFC 5 to play a little bit of that.
Okay.
And they have this thing called the Celtic Cross. And it's literally just like a mean cross, like it's like that. And like I swear to, so first of all, I don't know what kind of mess UFC 5 has going on, but I'm going up through the rankings and I get out of the contender series, the Dana White contender series. And then I have my first match in the UFC, then my second match. Then they set me up with a title fight against John Jones, and my guy's like a 72 overall. He gets demolished, like his head gets taken off, literally.
I guess it's just one of them, like they're gonna go ahead and humble you real quick.
Yes.
You
have the option to decline it, but of course I'm not going to decline it. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
But I kind of wish I did now because my dude has permanent brain damage, and UFC has like a longevity meter.
Yeah.
Mine was cut in half after my first fight with John Jones. I probably only have like 7
more
fights until my guy has to retire.
That was a really bad call.
Yeah.
But did you see? I saw a video the other day on Instagram with John Jones. There was a guy, he was holding on a 2 45-pound plates on a bar, and John Jones was sitting there punching it.
Oh yeah,
and his ear was on there.
Yeah, he
He had cauliflower ear.
I think it was Steve-O.
Yeah, it was Steve-O. Yeah.
Steve-O was trying to get cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
You know, I thank God I went through my whole wrestling career without getting that. People say it's a badge of honor. I'm sorry. I don't want a damn blood socket on the side of my ear.
Yeah, don't sound fun.
Oh, it's not. And then, you know, like people are like, oh, just drain it with a needle, but it comes back, bro.
What if you don't like needles?
Yeah, well, exactly.
I don't like needles. I'm not doing that.
Well, I don't like cauliflower ear. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even like cauliflower.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even like that. And it's terrible, man. Like, you know, for nobody that knows, and Tim, you can probably definitely attest to this. Getting hit in the ear is like the worst thing ever. Like, as far as headshots, getting hit in the ear is terrible because it knocks off your central nervous system. Like, your balance is completely gone.
Yeah.
Whenever you get in the ear, you're hearing this ringing noise that won't go away. This is awful, bro. It's not fun whatsoever. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Your ears have a lot to do with your equilibrium.
Yes, exactly. And my equilibrium is not librium anymore. After I get hit in it, it is equally not there anymore. It doesn't exist. It is gone. My willingness to fight is not there anymore because I'm hearing colors. It's you like this thing. I started hearing colors. I don't like it.
I feel sounds.
Another feeling that you do not like in the MMA world or the boxing world, getting hit in the kidney or the liver, a liver punch. Oh my God, dude. The liver kick. Bob's Rutan back in the day, I gotta let you look him up. This dude was a tank. Like, dude was a straight up tank, but he ended so many people's like career, you might as well say, because they never fought. Like, a lot of them didn't fight again after they fought Bob's from hitting him in the liver and the kidney. Like, he perfected it. That's what he was known for.
Damn.
Bro,
I don't want to think about that.
No, because you start pissing out piss missiles after this guy hits you there, like little concrete pebbles. This dude was just relentless, man. But the old school pride fights that they used to have, so you used to be allowed to stump a guy in the head when you got him on the ground, or you could just straight up bicycle kick him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you taking a penalty kick, you could just run up and just wham right across the head, and there was nothing wrong with it.
Jesus
you know
Christ.
what I'm saying? In the Pride days, I seen Rampage Jackson knock a guy out from a slam. The guy had him in an arm bar. He raises him up above his head, comes down, boom. When he slammed the guy, they stopped the match because they thought he had killed him. Like, this dude was completely unconscious.
That's wild.
Was a broken leg while training. Oh man, I can only imagine how bad that felt, Tim. You know, and that's something that I have to keep mindful of because John Jones is my favorite fighter. I've said this before. I love his oblique kicks. For that dude to be as big as he is and as powerful as he is, his technique is ridiculous. Going against people like Daniel Cormier, Alexander Gustafsson, whenever he was going against like Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida, the oblique kicks that this guy sends will literally, like, that's a career ender. You get kicked down towards your oblique while you're trying to move forward at full speed, and this guy's hitting you, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that jolting motions, he's hyperextending everybody. GSP is GOAT. I'm gonna have to go against you on that one, Tim. Just because, you know, outside of the things that John Jones has done outside of his career, can't really speak for that because he's done a lot of messed up shit. But inside of the octagon, the baddest and the most fearful and all-around fighter has to be John Jones. This guy made a career of beating people at their own game plan. You know, the guys that he's fought, that, like, for instance, Lyoto Machida. We talked about this whenever we had Baby Hulk on. Lyoto Machida was supposed to be that guy, like, technically sound, that was able to do something towards John Jones at the time. John fought this dude standing up, which was very dangerous. Lyoto Machida is a freaking master with stand up. John chokes this guy out standing up. He has him in this front headlock, and everybody's thinking that he has a possibility of getting out, and they don't even realize this dude is asleep. John literally lets go and just turns around, and it looks like a lifeless body is on the octagon. Like, I seriously thought he was dead. Like, it was no coming back from that.
Like, and my thing in your head, what is your thought process when you see that you just did that to somebody?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. So I have to go back and look at my fights multiple times because I don't remember what I've done in it whenever
you're just like
I'm
straight,
so into it. Like, and I try to tell the kids this whenever I go to wrestling practice with them. Shout out Pender High School. Nobody, this pains me to say this, but I also want to give congratulations. But Pender just beat Trask in a wrestling match. That is something that had never been done at that school whatsoever. And it just so happens that my coach that was at Trask High School was the coach at Pender High that defeated Trask. But just shout out to y'all. Shout out to the heavyweight that's out there as well. We got a kid out there. I don't know his real name, so I'm not going to say the nickname that they give him. But he's a really awesome kid. He's Gerald TC cadet too as well. So shout out for that. They got some really good things going up there. They're young, but they're learning. And that's the group that I would love to have as a young group when it comes to teaching wrestling, because a lot of the kids around the area, they start off when they're young. Yeah. Like, I mean, Port City, they start off at like 5 years old. Yeah. I didn't have wrestling until I got to high school, but now, seeing this right here, this is what you want. They don't have any bad habits yet. They're getting a chance to do it. The only bad thing is they only have 4 years to learn it. And it's a sport where you're literally learning as it keeps going.
Right.
But
it's pretty good, though, being able to get kids young like that. Like, for me, training and everything, I want to work with younger kids. Like, I want to start them at the very beginning and work their way up to where they're supposed to be, opposed to like trying to fix somebody else's mistakes. Yeah. Not saying everybody, like, there's good coaches like Port St. I know they have good coaching staffs, and like a lot of the areas around here training younger kids, like they have very good coaching staffs. It's just, for me, like, I think it's just like I would rather be driving than somebody else driving because I trust myself. It's like one of those ordeals. Like, I know, like, for me, I'm training and teaching what I believe is right. Right. And I know everybody's different. I know everybody trains different. Everybody absorbs information differently. But like, for me, and I know you're the same way. Yeah. Training somebody, like, for myself, opposed to trying to train somebody else that's under another type of regime. Like, I can't, like, it's not that I can't do it. It just sucks. I hate doing it.
What I wound up having to learn, bro, and I learned this early on in football, for one, because you have to have a lot of patience to coach little league football. I was coaching 7 and 8 years old. That's the first year that you're allowed to tackle in football. Yeah. Imagine teaching a 7-year-old how to tackle. Like, bro, it is one of the hardest things to teach them. But you literally have to break it down into like slow motion for them and let them rep that out. But with wrestling, the hardest part was, how I was in wrestling. I was serious. I was really serious with it. I was a heavyweight that did a lot of takedowns. That's something you don't see in heavyweight a lot. But I was just lucky enough to have coaches that, they kind of implemented that game plan for me to get me above and beyond what all the others are doing in the area. Everybody doesn't wrestle the same. That's for sure. My first year, that was really frustrating because I would see some kids, and like, I love all the kids that I coached out there, every single one of them. But some of them, I just felt like, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like, I just want to see you go for one takedown, bro. And that just wasn't their style. You know what I'm saying? So that first year was a huge learning curve for me when it came to coaching. Second year, I was a little bit more prepared for it, kind of got a chance to watch some film on what they did the year before. I was like, all right, this right here will work. This will work. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like see what they like to do, but just tweak it just a little bit to where they can have.
What's funny is like that's a little bit in everything. So for you, it's learning different disciplines. Like
Yeah.
you're very used to how you train, and that's why a lot of athletes have trouble coaching.
Yeah.
Because they're so used to their discipline. That
I've always said it, bro. You can have certain coaches that were absolute monsters of players, and then they are garbage at coaching.
Yeah.
And then you can have it the complete opposite, where a kid that wasn't that good back then understands the technique of everything. Like they're fundamentally sound and they can coach it.
Because it takes different things to be a good coach. And we see it a lot of times. There's some coaches that can go out there and they can teach one discipline and get the kids that they want, and it turns out pretty well like that. And a lot of times it's location and everything else. But like for us, like especially with how kids are now, you have to know different disciplines or training styles or different offensive, defensive scheme, things like that, whatever you're coaching.
For sure.
And it's funny that you said that, because I actually had a conversation with somebody at work the other day about that. And because for me, training, like lifting weights in general, like I was very used to how football players worked out, how track athletes worked out, how baseball players worked out. Like I was so used to like the athlete life that now that I'm training like general population, it's so much different. There's so many different things you have to do. But like within the first like 2 to 3 months of me doing it, I did the exact same thing. As like now I'll take somebody and like I do general fundamental stuff.
Yeah.
And then I learn based off of what they do on what they're good at and what they're not good at. And I shift. Yeah. It's the same exact thing as what you just said.
Exactly. And you have some kids, bro, that you can hold a standard to and you know that they're going to be good at it. Because like Coach Chad was our throwers coach whenever I was in the 11th grade. And Coach Chad had this thing where he treated this like it was college. You know what I'm saying? As throwers, we went in and we worked out in the weight room before we even got on there on the field or whatever the case may be. Our warm-up routine was so different compared to everybody else's that was out there on the field. Bro, we had days where we would go out at least 2 to 3 times a week where we would do sprints on the track. And I was like, why the hell are we doing sprints? And
I love it.
Coach Chad was like, look, I can't have you tired in the circle whenever you're throwing. So you're going to have to get used to this explosive motions. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be long sprints, but it was just like the fact that we were doing them. I was like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, I did not sign up for track, first of all. I hate this sport. And y'all got me doing this. I wanted to be a baseball player.
And you know what's funny? Is whenever I was a thrower in college, we did sprints.
Yes.
We did 100 meter sprints.
Yes, bro. We did. We would start off doing those right there. Then we would go to 40 or whatever the case may be. We just kept doing them. And it was like, you know, I really did not realize it. Like, for instance, for throwers doing the wrist flips, I didn't understand how important that was. You know, doing a wrist flip. You go out there and you're not warming up your wrist and you're just trying to throw and you're going to throw like doo-doo. Like, it's awful. And I'm telling you, like, we would have teams like Wallace Rose Hill. The only team that I can say that, you know, my boy Ryan Davis was on, the Spring Creek. I remember whenever we went against him, and dude, we went to an invitational. I want to say it was maybe at North Brunswick. The first discus throw I see this kid launch out is like 120 feet. And I'm like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Like, he's not even trying. That was just his little warm up, just wrist 120.
Now you gotta realize Ryan's like 6'2", right around in there, but his wingspan is it's like 7'1".
Yeah, it was like wind beats.
Freaking ridiculous,
bro.
Strong as an ox,
too. And like dudes like up top, like he was just strong all the way around, but up top, like he just had a thrower's chest,
and he had one ACL.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's only got one ACL.
That's absolutely ridiculous. And he's a rotational guy.
Yeah,
that's what's even more scary.
Now, like discus is like probably his second best event.
Yeah, and hammer. Oh my God,
Hammer's his best. That's where he's looking to go. Dude, Olympic.
His hammer throws is ridiculous. Like, you know,
he's around like 71, 72 meters right now.
Oh my God,
something like that.
And this is not a really like huge dude. You know what I'm saying? Like muscle wise, yeah, he's ripped, but he's not like no 250 pounds.
Most Olympic hammer throwers are like 6'4", 6'5", like 260 to 280, something around in there. Like just they're not like giant, like big giant dudes, but like they're really, really long.
Yeah.
and like all their weight is in their upper half. So like their lower half is just like straight muscle.
Yeah, man. Well, that dude right there was freakishly strong. Like I said, but the first time I seen him throw, I was like, I'm not even gonna sign up for discus today.
He threw the shot too in college.
Yes, and he threw the shot in high school too when he was thrown out of rotation, and his throws were ridiculous.
Yeah,
like his warm up was our school
he was
record.
In the 16s.
His warm up was our school record.
Yeah, Ryan was a different animal.
Yes,
man.
he was.
Old Black Lavender. Shout out to you, balls.
Yes, sir, Black Lavender.
But we've got to sign off here soon. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
So one thing that I want to talk about is, we have been talking about the showcase or whatever, the Elite Footwork Showcase. We're still trying to get some things into working with it right there, but just keep a lookout for it because that is something that we want to really get on the ball. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of pieces that go into these events. We just got to put them together to fit this puzzle. But communication wise, things are on the up and up. I want y'all to get excited about it because we got some things coming. One thing that $1,000 cash prize to the first place winner.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can use $1,000 in their pocket.
Winner take all.
Yes, sir.
You gotta bring it.
Yes, sir. So we're looking forward to seeing that as well.
We're very close to being ready to say like we're good to go.
Yeah.
The major thing right now is just getting a date. We basically have the location.
Yeah.
It's really just what date because we originally had one and then we realized there was another event.
There was an indoor soccer event that's going on at Wallace Rose Hill. We will be pulling up to that.
Yeah, definitely. So if y'all are going to be there, let us know because we're going to pull up.
Yeah, we got to pull up to that right there. I want to see how that is going to happen. The Celtic Assassin said track champ, bro. Daggone right, brother. That's the one thing that I can say about being on that track team is that we did win a state championship out of it, even though I hated it. But Tim, brother, you were completely different. Tim was running like in the mile, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Tim, drop us down. What was your best mile time? When I tell you this dude right here could run, like this dude could run. Yeah. Like Tim's pace stayed the same throughout the whole race.
Yeah.
You know how some guys, they start off fast and then they gradually like slow it down? No, Tim had the same damn pace all run long.
I was supposed to be on that team. That was the year I was supposed to be on that team. I was supposed to be on the relay team.
Wow.
But I couldn't.
4:58,
yeah,
bro.
That's solid.
In high school, bro.
Yeah.
And and there was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay.
But there was this school that we were going against one time called the School of Math and Science or Science and Math or whatever. They always had dogs like when it came to running the mile and the 2 mile. They sucked at sprint.
So I'm gonna pivot from there just because we'll get back on track in a second. But my dad told me about one time that they had to play math and science in high school, and it's the only time in his career he hit 2 home runs in the same inning.
Dude, they were terrible at everything else besides running long distance.
Yeah,
like that was the only thing.
My dad hit 2 freaking pimp jobs in the same inning against math and science. I think they shut it out after like the third inning.
See
it. But yeah, getting back to the showcase, man. We're fundraising right now. If y'all we are looking for donations and everything for more prizes because we want more people to be able to earn something. And when I say earn, I mean you're gonna earn.
You're gonna have to come out and get it.
We're not giving away stuff. You're gonna
earn. You get clamped up, you will go home.
Definitely, like if y'all have some stuff that you're possibly being able to donate, or if you want to work alongside us, volunteer. We're still looking for more volunteers and everything, but we're fundraising right now. We're looking to do $1,000 for the top baller
for the first place.
First place winner is going to be $1,000.
There's only one first place winner.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only time in soccer where a tie is not going to be allowed.
That's the whole point. We want winners and we want losers.
Yes.
That's the whole idea. But still,
you will not get participation trophies like Carolina likes to give out on your first game. I will not do that. I promise you I will not do that.
we have locked in videographers. We got a photographer. We're getting our location set
And we're
up.
gonna have some vendors.
We do
You
have
know
some
what I'm saying?
vendors.
We're gonna have some funnel cakes. We're possibly gonna have some barbecue going on.
Yes, sir.
Some snow cones, some ice cream, all kinds of that.
We
good
will
stuff.
have some food, so bring your family, bring your friends. Like it's gonna be a whole thing, man. Yeah, I think we got a lot of it set up. Well, we'll just let you know here
Hold
soon.
on. This is a Southern hospitality moment right here. Hello, grandmother. How you doing? Hey, Grandma, give me a couple minutes. I'm over here trying to finish up on the show that I'm recording real quick, and then I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay, well, we ought to be leaving.
Okay. Well, yes, ma'am. I'll be there soon. All right. Bye-bye. You just can't ignore your grandma. Like I'm telling you,
Can't do that.
that's bad for business. Well, you guys heard it. I have an event to go on to. Shout out to my middle brother, Joshane Thompson, you know, another Trask alumni.
Mhm.
Today is his 22nd birthday. Happy birthday to you, brother. Just to let you know, I can still beat you up. I only got a couple more years of doing that, so take it easy on me after that. But this right here is going to conclude another episode, y'all. We have fun on this right here. We want to start doing this a little bit more, having some more content throughout the week. Want to get y'all interacting a little bit more. So look out for us on Instagram, YouTube. We do have a TikTok page also that we haven't started putting anything onto yet, just because of the time, but we will start getting way more active on that as well. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's what the man said.
All right. So this is going to conclude another episode of the Risky Business Podcast, and we will see y'all later.
Word.
Thank you.